What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So if you ask anyone in their 30s or 40s what they wish they had known when they were younger, most people would probably say something related to, I wish I had known how to better manage my money. And when it comes to managing your own personal finances, the first and most important step is having a place to actually keep that money, like a bank account. But as a teenager, it can be very limiting and frustrating because there are so few options in the way of bank accounts for teenagers. But don't worry, you are not out of luck, since today we are going to break down the best bank accounts for teenagers and also look at some other alternatives that might be a better option for you depending on your situation that will allow you to better manage your money and start building your wealth at a really young age. Also, shout out to this awesome viewer for suggesting this topic. If you do enjoy today's video, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel so that you can continue to get this great information in the future. And as always, let's jump right into it. So right off the bat, I want to make sure we are on the same page that as a minor in the United States, meaning you're under the age of 18, you cannot legally have your own bank account that is entirely your own. And by that I mean you can't have a bank account that doesn't have a parent or guardian on that account with you. Now obviously there are workarounds and there's joint accounts that we're going to look at today as well, but as far as having a legitimate FDIC insured bank account with just your name on it, unfortunately that is not possible under the age of 18 to my knowledge. Now as frustrating as that might be, it's not all bad news, so let's look at my personal suggestions for the best bank accounts and joint bank accounts for specifically teenagers, and then we'll talk about some other options and alternatives that might be a better way for you to start building your wealth and managing your money at a young age. So first up on our list is Alliant Credit Union's teen checking account service. Now this service, and really all of the services that we're going to look at today, are specifically catered towards teenagers, but again, you do still have to have a parent or guardian as a co-applicant on that account. However, you are still able to get your own debit card and have all of the benefits of having your own bank account with most of these accounts, so it's not all that bad. So first of all, Alliant is a credit union, which if you don't know is a little bit different than a bank account in the sense that they typically have more specific criteria in order to become a member, but they also typically offer a significantly higher interest rate on average. For example, this Alliant teen checking account offers 0.25% on checking accounts and 0.75% on their savings accounts. Now 0.75% on a savings account is really nothing to write home about, but 0.25% on a checking account is crazy, considering most checking accounts pay next to nothing in interest. So that is definitely a huge bonus, and it's clear that Alliant is putting an emphasis on teaching teenagers the awesome effects and importance of compound interest and how it can help you create that passive form of income, especially once you do start to make more money in the future. Now, 0.25% interest is by no means going to make anyone Lambo money, but it will teach you how interest works in a bank account, or in this case a credit union, and the difference between a checking and a savings account. So your checking account gives you all of those wonderful features that you probably want access to, like your own debit card, the ability to write checks, and maybe even the ability to send or receive money through an app on your phone like Venmo. A savings account, however, is more of a way to set that money aside and earn a higher interest rate on it, but you won't have immediate access to that money unless you transfer it from your savings account to your checking account. So Alliant is a great place to start, but one huge con with this account is that they have a $28 overdraft fee, which I absolutely hate overdraft fees and really banking fees in general. But if you're not familiar, an overdraft fee basically means if you go and try to use your debit card and there isn't enough money in your checking account, then they will typically automatically pull that money from a savings account, and that transaction or that pooling of money causes what's called an overdraft fee. Now, some banks offer overdraft protection, and a lot of places will even reimburse the overdraft fees altogether, but the fact that they charge $28 per overdraft on an account that is meant for teenagers who probably don't have that much money to begin with is kind of frustrating if you ask me. However, I will say that this is definitely a good motivator to keep a close eye on your checking and savings account balances so that you don't have an overdraft in the first place. From there, we have number 2 on our list, which is the CapitalOne Money Teen Checking Account. This account offers 0.65% on savings accounts and 0.1% on checking accounts, which is still actually pretty good compared to the national average for checking account interest rates. On top of that, you also have access to 39,000 CapitalOne ATMs, as well as their entire network of Allpoint ATMs, and all of these are free to use. So what this means is you can actually take your physical CapitalOne debit card and go to that ATM machine and get physical cash out of that machine without paying any typical fees that come with these ATMs. On top of that, there's also a $0 minimum balance, which is fantastic for a teen checking account, since again, you might not have a whole lot of money, and it makes absolutely no sense to make a teenager pay a fee just for not having enough money in that account. I will also mention that CapitalOne does have some physical branch locations, and while they're not super widespread, this is a really nice feature if you do need to have a physical location that you can go to. Now, that brings us to the third bank on this list, and I cannot believe I am saying this, and it sickens me to do so, but number 3 on our list is my mortal enemy, Wells Fargo. I know, I give Wells Fargo a hard time pretty much all the time, and there is good reason for that. However, the one reason that they are on this list is because they have over 5,000 branch locations in the United States alone, as well as a vast network of 13,000 free-to-use ATMs. So if you have any questions that you need answered, or you just need to go to a physical location for whatever reason, then Wells Fargo does have that network of physical branch locations. However, they offer a pathetic 0.01% interest rate, which is absolutely horrible and significantly lower than the national average, and they also have an overdraft fee of $35. So while those branch locations might be nice and it might be convenient for you, I can't say that I can recommend this because it's Wells Fargo. But I did want to include it on this list because in case you do really need those physical branch locations, this might be a good option for you. Okay, so those are the 3 large-scale checking account options and savings account options that you have as a teenager, but there are several other options and alternatives that are probably a better choice depending on your situation. The first thing I would do if you're a teenager trying to get your own bank account is find out where your parent or guardian has their own bank account and see if that establishment offers a joint or what's called a custodial account. This might be the easiest for everyone involved since your guardian already has that established account and relationship with a local bank, and from there it's really as simple as filling out 1 or 2 forms and then you can have that custodial account immediately under them. Again, I know it might be a bit of a drag to have your mom or dad on that account with you, but if you're trying to take hold of your own personal finances, regardless of where you open that account, you're gonna have to have mom and dad along for the ride. The other similar option is to find the local credit union or bank account near you and see if they have any kind of teen checking or custodial account options. Obviously, I can't include all of these small local banks because this video is for such a broad audience, but in a lot of cases, these small local banks and credit unions do have higher interest rates, and they might be the best option for you if you do need the physical branch locations, like what we talked about with Wells Fargo earlier in the video. So those are all of my suggestions if you are really stuck on having an actual bank account with a debit card and checks and all of that good stuff. But one other suggestion is to look into a service like Greenlight or BusyKid, because these have a much better user interface and offer some fantastic benefits both for you and for the parent or guardian who is on the account with you. Now, services like Greenlight or BusyKid are more catered towards parents who want to teach their kids how to be financially responsible. However, this would still give you access to a debit card and many of the benefits that would come along with having your own bank account. But if you don't want a parent or guardian having total control over your spending abilities, then you could also get one of those prepaid Visa debit cards and just put your cash onto that. Now, obviously, be really careful with this because if you lose that card, then your bank account is pretty much gone. But if you don't have a whole lot of money and you literally just want a place to store your cash, then this might be the perfect option. And that brings me to my last point, which is maybe consider using cash instead. I know this is completely counterintuitive to this entire conversation because you clicked on this video wanting to get the best bank account possible for teenagers. However, if you're a teenager who is just trying to take the right steps with your personal finances, first of all, congratulations, great job, you are way ahead of most people. But second of all, opening your own bank account might not be as important as you think right now. What's more important is not only finding ways to make more money, but more importantly, knowing how to properly budget and manage your expenses and where you're spending that hard-earned money. So whether you're saving up for a particular item, or maybe you're just trying to build your savings in general, your efforts might be better focused on finding ways to make more money and, of course, learning how to properly budget and spend that money rather than searching the internet for the best teen checking account and place to keep that money. I had a joint bank account with my parents all the way until I turned 18, and I was still able to build a net worth of just shy of $50,000 in my teens. Now, obviously, most of that came when I was 18 and 19, but my point is, perhaps finding a way to track your income and expenses is more important than having the perfect physical place to keep that money. That said, let me know where you opened your first checking or savings account, and if you have any suggestions that you think I left off this list. If you did enjoy today's video, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel so that you can continue to get this great information, and share this content with someone who you think could benefit from this information as well. As always, thank you so much for your time. I seriously do appreciate it so much. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.